yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I'm trying to find the article right now. Let me pull it up. I want to be able to pull it up before I say anything. Hold on just a minute. It's a lot going on. It's like, oh, shoot. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm getting it up.
It's the latter days. And in the latter days.
You know what, D.A.?
Huh?
It sure is. That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, I got a phone call last night. Let me put it like this. I got a phone call last night from my mom, and she said that they were sitting there watching the news last night, and watching CNN, and they said that classified documents had been leaked from the Pentagon, that they are watching UFOs, and that the UFOs that have been in the sky have been real. And remember I had read to you all that they was watching a particular one that was shaped like a cigar? She said that they said it on the regular news last night that they have been watching in the air UFOs, and that the papers leaked that there are really UFOs out there and that they're real.
Mm-hmm. Did you expect anything different?
And I told her, I said that's a soft disclosure. When they do stuff like that, that's what you call a soft disclosure, because they probably can't hide it anymore, and whatever's getting ready to happen is getting ready to happen. Whenever they put it on the mainstream news like that, something's getting ready to happen.
Yeah. Well, did you expect anything different? Knowing what you know now, with all the research and everything, the things that's out there, did you expect anything different? I mean, that's just a newscast, and I mean, we've actually been seeing some things that's been going on, so. And this is just like the tip of the iceberg. It's a lot of other stuff that's going to go down that's going to be really, really, eye-opening, jaw-dropping. So expect
I got the article right here. Huh?
Expect these things to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They got a big old picture of the Pentagon.
Go ahead.
It says the Pentagon, at the direction of Congress, a decade ago, quietly set up a multi-billion-dollar program to investigate what are properly known as unidentified flying objects. The unidentified aerial phenomenon claimed to have been seen by pilots and other military personnel appeared vastly more advanced than those in American or foreign arsenals. In some cases, they maneuvered so unusually and so fast that it seemed to defy the law of physics, according to multiple sources directly involved in or briefed on the efforts, and a review of unclassified Defense Department and congressional documents. It says the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, whose existence was not classified but operated with the knowledge of an extremely limited number of officials, was the brainchild of then-Senator Majority Leader Harry Reid, who first secured the appropriation to begin the program in 2009. With the support of late Senator Daniel, I can't pronounce his name, and Ted Stevens, two World War II veterans who were similarly concerned about potential national security implications, the sources involved in the effort said. So they came out in front saying that they had put aside monies to be able to watch these vehicles. Yeah,
well, they've always had investigating. always been investigating unidentified flying objects. You understand? To me, you understand, they just solidifying, you understand, that they've been checking it out, you understand, because everybody else is being able to see. A lot of people are seeing these things, you know, and they just have to make it known that they have a watchful eye, you understand, but they've always been doing that, you understand. Back then, that's why they had, what's that place, Area 52 or whatever they call that place. That's what that was all about. Yeah.
So now they have let the people know that they're out there.
Yeah. So you can't hide it no more. You understand? Because people, and they keep and it doesn't matter. You know, if you or me say something, it has no real bearing. But when people that they look up to, or they look that have some kind of you know, like one of those career politicians. You understand? When they start, when they start mentioning things, you understand, then they'll take a look at it. But you and me, we say something, you understand, you know, it's what they call it, conspiracy, you know. So
Right. That's true.
And you said that Harry Reid, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Harry Reid spearheading this thing. You know, and Harry Reid is a governor, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He might be just a congressman. But any kind of way one of them guys say something, then they'll take a look at it. But if you or me say something, it don't mean nothing. We just part of the conspiracy.
That's true. I mean, but the fact that they have brought it out, because like the man said, he said, matter of fact, I pulled it up for you. He was like, anytime that they come out with something like this, and they said they're going to show pictures. They said that they're going to provide pictures so that everybody can see what they have taken pictures of. And I was like, wow, you know.
When they just my opinion, and I don't know nothing. You understand? I'm just giving you my opinion. But if they don't have pictures already to show you, you understand? It seems just to me that they doctoring stuff up. You understand? That's just my opinion. You understand? Because when they put out the article, you understand, it seems to me that they should have the pictures there. If they got to tell you, well, pictures to come, that means to me that they doctoring shit. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
I don't know. Like the man said, when they start, because they've never come out and said that before, not the government. And when the government come out and say, yes, they're up there, that means that that's a soft disclosure. They can't hide it no more. And evidently they want to be made, they want to come out with it. You know what I'm saying? They probably can't hide them or hold them back anymore. You know, it's what it seems like.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much on it right now, because see what happens is a lot of other people, prominent people, have been seeing these things, and they wondering, about the government. You understand? The government ain't on it. How come they not, saying anything about it? You know what I'm saying? So when and so they have to, being that those prominent people that are speaking out now, you understand, are saying these things, they can't hide it. They have to bring something out, you understand? And see, what really, like I said, what really gets me is the fact that they'll tell you pictures are forthcoming, you understand? So to me, that just seems as though they're trying to make some stuff up. That's just my opinion.
Well, let's see. Here we go. Let's see what's going on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Gilchrist at MSNBC headquarters in New York. Is there anybody out there reports of a secret government-funded program focused on UFOs? This question, are we alone? It's a question a secret Pentagon program was investigating details on the multi-million-dollar operation focused on UFOs. From the late 1970s TV show Project Blue Book, based on an Air Force program that investigated UFO sightings. Project Blue Book ended in 1969. 4 decades later, we're learning about another government program that remained largely a secret. According to the New York Times, the program produced documents that described sightings of aircraft that seemed to move at very high velocities with no visible signs of propulsion, or that hovered with no apparent means of lift. Joining me now is Leslie Keane, one of the co-writers of that New York Times article and author of UFOs, Generals, Pilots, and Government Officials Go on the Record. Leslie, we appreciate you being here to talk to us about this. What more can you tell us about this Pentagon program? What did it find?
Well, the program has been in operation since 2007, and it's been secret until now. And it studied about 10 to 12 different incidences a year that involve a military aircraft encountering these objects that can't be explained. And basically, they characterize them as the way you did. They're objects that they can't explain how they move incredibly fast. They'll hover and take a sudden right-angle turn, incredible velocities that we could never withstand if any living creature was in them. So they observe behaviors that seem to be technology that we don't have on this planet. I mean, that's what we're stuck with.
And so there was a pretty sizable budget for this program. What did they find?
Well, I mean, basically what they did with that budget is a lot of different research to try to document what was going on, to try to understand the physics behind how the objects, move around, and then to just keep records of what they were observing. But they haven't been able to find what they are, where they're from, or anything like that. It's a process of investigating incidences and then trying to collect as much data as you can.
So who was behind securing the funding for the Pentagon to be able to do this sort of work? And I guess what was the logic behind it? What were they hoping to accomplish with this?
Well, I mean, Senator Harry Reid was behind the funding. He with a couple of colleagues, Senator Inouye and Senator Stevens, in 2007, 2009, he was able to get funding appropriated for the program, and it ended up being about $22 million, and they had contractors that helped do the research.
This was kept a secret. I mean, nobody knew about it.
It was kept a secret, and nobody even knew that the program existed, and in fact, lots of people in the Pentagon don't even know it exists. So it's barely been kept quiet because the information is very, very sensitive, and they felt that there's also other countries that might be working on the same thing. So there's a sense of wanting to keep this information to ourselves, but a lot of people believe that it should be made public, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
There are a lot of people out there who say that this might be a waste of taxpayer dollars to be searching for UFOs and investigating aliens and that sort of thing. What do people say? People you've talked to, what have they said about that?
Everybody has different opinions, and it's not about investigating aliens. It's just investigating a documented phenomenon that has been observed, that has been seen on videos, and trying to figure out what it is. That's basically what it is. Nobody's claiming that they're aliens or that they're extraterrestrials. So here we're dealing with something that could be potential threat because it's a technological craft that we don't understand, and we don't know where it comes from and how it does what it does. That's the reason to study it.
All right. It's an interesting read. I read your article, and it sort of raises some questions and answers a few others, and then it raises some more. But
it raises a lot of questions, and there's a lot we don't know. That's the whole point.
Indeed. So, Leslie Keane, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
And that wraps it up for us here this hour at MSNBC. I'm Aaron Gilchrist. Stay with
All right. Who you think driving them things? She's something that ain't got nothing to do with aliens. How you think the craft is moving? It ain't moving by itself.
Yeah, well, like I said, you understand, things are coming out now. People are questioning certain things, you understand. And Harry Reid, they've been doing this thing for since 1970, you understand, or 73 or something like that, you understand. But the fact of the matter is that they doing after the event. See, somebody will see something or something in the sky, you understand, and then they will investigate. Not because they have already investigated or they've seen something, and if I'm hearing that correctly.
Well, I mean, they've actually seen it. You know what I'm saying? They've seen it, and they've been investigating it because, like she said, it appears to be a potential threat, because they want to know where these things are coming from. But somebody got to be driving them. They're not driving themselves. These vehicles are not doing the things that they're doing. I told y'all they was coming, and guess what? And now, guess what? They tired of hiding, and they can't hold them back anymore, and now they got to get the people ready, and that's what we call a soft disclosure. Because once the real thing comes, it ain't going to be no room for no explanation because they're going to be there. These things is all in the Bible and everything. And, we've been telling people for the longest of time to get ready for this because this is getting ready to happen. I knew Brother Leonard was coming. Hold on. Brother Leonard, go ahead. Your mic is open. You're on the air, Brother Leonard. 352, I'm coming to you. Hold on.
Well, they got people reporting now that
Brother Leonard?
They got people reporting now that it's black men driving aircraft.
I believe that.
Yeah, the guy was tripping
I
out.
believe that.
Look at me. He say black, blue, black.
And now they can't hide it, and now the Pentagon is trying to get out in front of it because now it can't be hid no more. Because they play a vital part in the end-time ministry. I mean, in the end-time events. And we've been telling people, and everybody like, no, that ain't going to happen. Oh, no, I don't believe that. Here it comes. Because whenever the government, and it was on regular news. My mom called last night like, oh, my God, you're not going to believe what I just seen. You tried to tell us this years ago. I said, I tried to tell everybody, but they looked at me like I was 14 karat crazy. Now they getting ready to see it with their own eyes. And it is just ironic that this is what we were studying yesterday. When I think it's Luke 21 that said, we're going to see strange sightings in the heavens. And this is what's going on, but they've been there all along. They've been there all along. I'm going to give you the name of the clip. Hold on. It says, let me give you guys the name of the YouTube clip I just played. Hold on. It says 2017-12-16. So this was yesterday. Leslie King, and her last name is spelled, her last name is spelled Kean''S. Interview on Pentagon UFO study. I'm going to say it again. 2017-12-16, Leslie, Leslie, King, Kean''S, interview on Pentagon UFO study. It's 4 minutes and 43 seconds long. Hold on, let me get this system on. Area code 352, your mic is open. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Yes, good evening. Shalom to everybody. You were saying...
Shalom.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, I was just going to piggyback on what you said. It was just an idea that came in my head when you said you wonder who's driving those UFOs and all that. It's a possibility that maybe somebody is driving them. Technology has gotten so advanced and they can do so many things today. It may be radar, and that's just a thought that was in my head. A lot of radar things now. They're moving things without even having humans to do it. It may be robots, but they have radar to do those things. Just a thought.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all on the table right now, but I know one thing. They're studying them now because they felt like they were a potential threat. And this is some kind of vehicle, like she said, that moves at a speed that's not normal. It's a vehicle that's making turns and doing things that defies the laws of physics. So they know that this is not something that man has created, because they don't have anything that moves this fast. And, you know,
right.
we told everybody, sis, we told everybody that they was coming. And like I said, this is what you call a soft disclosure.
Right.
This is what you call a soft disclosure. You get people ready, and when it really happens, it's going to happen in a way where, because they've been here all along. It's not like they're just showing up. They've been here all along, manipulating the things that goes on in the government. So it's not like this is something new. They just want to be out in the open. So what better way to do that than to act like we just showed up out of the blue, and we're going to make your life better. Things are going to be wonderful. I don't know, Brother Leonard. I'm just saying, woo, this is a lot going on right here.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, like you said, and I mean, it's going to get a lot more deeper than where we are right now. You know, it's going to be beyond our comprehension. But like you said, these vehicles are traveling at a speed, at such a fast rate of speed. How can a human be in such a...
They can't. They don't. That's why they're studying it, because they don't. Humans don't do it.
You know what I'm saying? Humans don't do that. So it may not be humans in there. It may be robots, and it may be a radar where they, you know, we don't know. But they already thought this thing out way beyond, way before we even, you know, can imagine or begin to even hear what's going on today. So I don't think no human can have such an impact of anything going that fast, being on the inside of it. So it may a possibility be something else that's being feared, you know, at that rate of speed. Anyway, well, thank you. I'll release the mic.
Hold on one moment. I want to do something else. I got to put something else on the record because I want you guys to see this.
Have scrambled jets.
Hold on just a second.
In a series of many years, they're something that any government should seek to hide from anybody.
Hold your horses. Here we go.
Series of many years, there have been what are known as shoot-down orders given in relation to UFOs. In other words, the military have scrambled jets, intercepted UFOs, and tried to bring them down. Rules of engagement are highly classified and something which, for obvious reasons, are not discussed because it would aid the enemy. But dating back to the Cold War and coming right through to the present day in the sort of modern security climate with 9/11 in mind, of course there are aircraft sitting on the runways, fully armed and ready to go at a moment's notice. And on occasion over the years, in Britain but in other countries too, these sorts of aircraft have been scrambled because uncorrelated targets have been picked up on the radar.
Well, I'd like you to come back and meet a very special man that I've been talking to. He's Phil Torres. He's in Miami for us, and over 50 years ago he was ordered to shoot down a UFO when he was based in Britain, and he was flying over East Anglia, wasn't far over Norwich City, and he was told to shoot down. I know that you locked on, and then there was nothing to fire at because this thing went like the speed of sound at, say, 10,000 miles an hour.
I have no idea. It was 10 Mach. 10 Mach, at least.
You must have, I mean, for the last 50 years, this thing must have haunted you, didn't it?
It certainly did. I wanted to know what it was in the worst possible way. I did a lot of researching on my own, but I found nothing that we knew it. So that's the best I could come with it. It was just way too fast and way too... well, let's put it this way. It aberrated all of the laws of Newton that Sir Isaac Newton put in place. So that's why I know it was something different.
It certainly wasn't. You don't feel you could have been fooled by reflections in the sky. There was something solid, something tangible.
No, there were two of us. There were two of us, myself and my wingman. And my wingman, for the life of me, I cannot remember who he was, but whoever he was, I just didn't know who the hell besides myself could be seeing this. So that was two radars up there, and not just one, and the GCI radar as well.
And what about other pilots? Did you ever talk to other pilots about it? I mean, did other pilots...
I've talked to several others. Mm-hmm. I've talked to several others, and most of them have said they've seen something.
I couldn't help at one point in our discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization.
This is something I feel like if I was the president, and it's unlikely that that is ever going to happen. You never know. If I was the president,
It was unlikely that I was going to be president.
the moment I was inaugurated, my hand would just, it'd still be hot from touching the Bible, and I would immediately race to wherever they have the files about Area 51 and the UFOs, and I go through everything to find out what happened. Did you do that?
That's why you will not be president.
Woo, okay, you guys, what? So, I mean, you know, I know this is, we talked about this, but like I said, anytime they put it on regular TV and not on the internet, so somebody can't say, oh, you all just conspiracy theorists. No, it was on regular television, on the news. They are getting people prepared. That is what you call a soft disclosure. That's what you call it. All right, the line is open. Anybody that want to join in the conversation, please feel free to push 1. Those that are already here, if you want to say something, please feel free to. The mic is open. Your mics are open, so you're welcome to come on in. But this is pretty serious here, you know, because we've been telling the Israelites. I've been trying to tell the church for many years, many years. I've been trying to tell the church many years. The Israelites the Israelites know that Yah has chariots. Let me put that on the record. They do know that Yah has chariots, but everything that's out there is not of Yah.
That's right.
So we don't know if they are kingdom friendly or they are from somewhere else. We just don't know. We know that these people feel like that they are ready to fight against the Most High. We don't know who's behind those vehicles, but those vehicles are there and they're visible now. And our own government, the Pentagon, it's been exposed and leaked out that they have been doing this for many years. Brother Leonard.
Yeah.
What your comments are? You have any comments?
Well, it's kind of ironic. I watched a video yesterday morning that was saying that, you know, the Nazis were dealing with UFOs, and then they went to Antarctica because you know it's supposed to be a race of people that's living there, and so they got Admiral Byrd. You know who Admiral Byrd is? The guy that's supposed to discover that those people living within the earth, and he right after the World War II, they sent a whole fleet over to Antarctica, and they was attacked by UFOs. They sunk all of them. They said, but it's you know the government kept it a hush hush. But they was that whole armada, that fleet that they sent over there with Byrd was you know they sank. UFOs came out of nowhere and sunk all the ships.
Yeah, that's true. That is, all what you're saying is true. It definitely is serious. And they said that 2018 is going to be a very interesting year You know, I've never had, I mean, you know, I've been living a long time. Some of you guys are older than me, and you've been on this, you know, you've been on this earth a lot longer than me, but I've never heard that before, you know, in my lifetime. I haven't heard it, you know, and it's time, you know, it really is time to start paying attention to the things that they are saying, because remember what we always said, by the time they can get to the regular news, they way farther ahead than what we think. It's a lot worse than what we think. When they start to let you know about it, it's something else going on. When they bring it to the regular public that's sitting up home watching TV and eating popcorn all day, there's something else jumping off. So, you know, like I said, that's what we consider to be a soft disclosure. You know, but what's really getting ready to happen? You know?
Another thing you can think about too is, you know, in the World War I, Britain was ruling country in the world, and when America came on the scene and had to rescue them, America became the ruling power, and so you got a lot of Arabs. They saying that what's getting ready to happen is Israel going to overtake America, but what has to happen, a war has to take place. And so when you look at talking about UFOs, then he said that the Israelis, in order for them to become the ruling country in the world, they got to come out with some kind of new technology, some kind of high-tech weapon, and could be the UFO.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, I don't think the Israelis have anything that's this high-powered. You know, I just think that, me personally, I've been studying this for a long time.
I'm saying if you look at it from a Nazi perspective, they say those scientists, those Nazi scientists dealing with the code and all that, they had 3 locations where they were dealing with UFOs, but they was interacting with those extraterrestrials in Antarctica. So if you look at it from that perspective, you know, and then the Rothschilds, which is the Amalekites, they have all the money in the world. So you know they would have access to, they'd be the first one to have access to that type of technology. Because they rule.
You know, I agree, but I mean, this is happening up in the heavens, so we'll find out. One thing about it, we will definitely find out here in a minute. Right. You know, because we gonna find out one way or the other, you know, because like I said, it's just too much information out there, you know, that they have been in contact with us the whole time. They've been dealing with America for the whole time, you know, and it's just a lot, you know, like I said, for them to come and to, you know, to make this well known now, it's like, it's crucial. You know, it's just a lot. They said the Catholic Church is preparing for disclosure. Go ahead, I'm sorry, sis.
No, I just think you're saying that this is serious, you know. They, like I said, they're farther advanced and farther along than we thinking they are. So they could possibly be right on top of us right now, and we don't have any awareness of that, you know. So something's about to, like I said, something's about to happen, and we're going to get exposed to some new things.
Yeah, that's true. We just don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But what we do know is that the Bible is true, and what they say is true. You know, that there's going to be a race of people that are coming from wherever they're coming from, that is going to have a lot to do with the end-time ministries. I mean, not ministries, but the end-time government. And they're going to have a lot to do with the man of perdition. And they have to produce themselves. So if they coming, then we know he coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, it's a lot happening right now. You know, like I told you, when they put Jerusalem in play, everything just started. That's when the ball went to rolling. That's when it went to rolling. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, you see about that vote they're gonna have too. They say that as early as tomorrow. Trump got to denounce that, what he said.
He said what now?
They had a committee that formed over the last week or so, I guess, and so they all got together, and they saying that Trump will have to go back and denounce what he said.
He ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, wait. They say
he ain't ready to turn that back. You know what kind of war was started? He turned that back.
Right. Well, they saying he's gonna have to denounce.
Yeah, only get ready.
Because
it's just gonna be a war.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a war because he ain't gonna turn that back.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create World War III. So there's a possibility. That's what they're trying to bring on.
It says, this is what it says in the article. Let me give you guys the name of the article, too. The name of the article that I was reading is Political Magazine, and it says The Pentagon's Secret Search for UFO. And this came out yesterday. And listen to what it says. He says, where is it at? It said at a recent press conference for To the Stars in Las Vegas, Mellon described one of the sightings reported by a U.S. Navy pilot. He said it is white and oblong, some 40 feet long and perhaps 12 feet thick. The pilots are astonished to see the object suddenly reorientate itself toward the approaching FA-18. In a series of discrete tumbling maneuvers that seem to defy the laws of physics, the object takes a position directly behind the approaching FA-18. The pilots capture gun camera footage and infrared imagery of the object. They are outmatched by a technology they have never seen before. He said they did not exhibit any overt hostility. Let's see. That's what he said. But in other words, they was following them, and then the machine turned around and got behind them and was following them. It's like, you know, that's some serious stuff right there, boy. I told him. I mean, I tried to tell everybody. I tried to tell them it was coming.
Yeah.
That's crucial. I mean, I know it's a lot to have to deal with and a lot to have to you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like Brother Donnie, I said, too many people been talking. Too many people are saying and seeing things, and it's just a lot going on. It's too many people talking about it. You know. And, you know, boy, look, I don't know. I mean, I've even seen some things in the air that didn't make sense. You know, and it's like, I know that ain't no airplane. That's not an airplane. The airplane don't drop down like that and then go back up and drop down again and go. And it's like, what in the world is that?
There's a lot of stuff happening.
Yes, ma'am. These are truly the last days. I mean, you know, that we can see the things happening the way that they're happening, you know.
It tells us that we have to look for signs and wonders and a lot of things. A lot of signs are happening right now before us, you know. And it's a lot of things that's going on in the sky. And I mean, I have seen some weird things too that I can't even believe, you know. Never in my life ever seen some that I've seen. Like I've seen this huge light. Just like, I don't know if it's a star or whatever, but it came down just above my house, right there. And it was so big and so bright, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. And that was just like maybe 7-8 months ago. Some weird things. And we don't know what's going on.
Anybody else want to push one, please feel free to do that. I felt like this was definitely necessary today to bring this forward. and put this on the air because as we get everybody prepared, and the people who have been coming to our classes on the Shabbat, these are the things that we talked about on Saturday, on the Sabbath day, the supernatural things about the Most High. And does he have chariots and vehicles? Yes, he does. Now, and it's obvious that not only does he have it, but the other fallen angels have them as well. And we don't know who is out there and who is doing the maneuvering and who is doing the driving, but they're out there. And, and a lot of people have seen them, and, the government would make fun or explain them away as weather balloons and this and that and the other. But it seems like now, for some reason, they have found it necessary to come out with a soft disclosure and say, yes, we have monies available, black ops monies that nobody knew, about, and we have been watching these vehicles and how they maneuver and how they do what they do, and they defy the law of physics, and we just want to make sure that they're not a viable threat to our world, and, this is worldwide. This is not just America, because I heard that Vladimir Putin told the president, if you don't do disclosure, I'm going to do it. He said, because the people need to know what's going on. So whatever it is, it's way bigger than this. Way bigger than this. It's just a lot.
Sister Darlene, it's a sad thing, I was thinking today. It is so good that, y'all is waking us up, he's waking us up and he's bringing us into all these truths, and the Bible being revealed to us now like it had never been taught when we was in Christian church. We only and understood only the things that the pastors told us. We never questioned them. Okay, the pastor, you calling him a liar. So we took those things and we followed them, but we never searched it for ourselves. And it hit me today again harder than ever. The church is going to be in a rude awakening. They don't even know what is about to happen, and it's going to catch them totally off guard. And they are going to be crazy because they're going to be like, nobody ever told me this. It's going to be a sad day.
They too busy.
A very sad day.
Yeah, they too busy shouting and jumping and spitting and speaking. Yes, sis, you don't know how long I have been hollering this. How long I've been studying this. How long I've been trying to get their attention, and nobody wanted to pay attention. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, and they was like, we don't want to hear that. Get out of here with all that noise. And this is it's like, man, if you only knew what's getting ready to jump off up in here. The Bible don't lie, and they are a part of the end time.
They are going to be in a rude awakening. It's going to be so overwhelming.
Yes.
And they are not going to know what to do because they don't have the knowledge. They're not preparing for it. And they wouldn't listen to us when we were trying to tell them. Like you said, they brushed us off. They called us crazy and silly. It's going to be a painful day for them. Yes.
Woo, we got some people. Hold on, sis. I got area code 504-913 and 513. I'm going down that order. Area code 504, go ahead. Your mic is open. You're on the air. What do you feel about all this, Sister Davida? We can't hear you. You must have your phone on mute. Area code 504, your mic is open. We'll have to come back to you. We'll come back because your phone is still on mute and we can't hear you. All right, area code 913. Go ahead. Your mic is open. You're on the air.
Okay, thank you for placing me on. Hey, greetings to everyone. As I hear and I think... Hey, shalom, shalom. I hope I'm being heard, but I'll continue to speak. Sometimes when we hear what's going on, we really believe that what's coming are the forces of Yah, and the people of this earth know this is a pagan world, and they're preparing, and they have to prepare the mind of the people of earth to get ready for this battle. I think back in the day when, we would talk about the Apocrypha being taken out of the Bible, saying, why didn't people go back and look at the 11 Bible where the Apocrypha was in it? Well, you'd have a few Christian ministers give a few very minor points about why the Apocrypha didn't line up with the rest of the scriptures of the Bible. And for those of us who study on a regular basis, we know it's not true that the scriptures don't line up. It lines up perfectly. And the history, what you talk about now, it's in the Apocrypha. So, I'm just looking at this, and for people to fight this war that's coming soon and very soon, I truly believe that they're saying to everyone, they're fearing what's out there, and they want you to get ready, so that you can fight this battle for them. Look at every war that's been fought. The wars have been fought. It's been kind of the everyday person fighting for those who have wealth and who could not give a darn one way or the other. Hallelujah.
And for you all who have just come on the line who are new, we are talking about the soft disclosure that the Pentagon gave yesterday on the news that they have had a secret multi-million-dollar fund that was set up explicitly for watching UFOs that are in the heavens, that there are vehicles up there that are moving at a speed and a velocity that defies the laws of physics, and that they have been watching these vehicles to make sure that they were not a viable threat to the earth. So these are the things that we're talking about now. We consider that to be a soft disclosure, and anytime they put it on mainstream news, this was not on the internet, this was on the news. So I just want to pay that. Let me open up my area code 513. Your mic is open. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Shalom, brothers and sisters out there. This Sister Lavia. I just wanted to weigh in on the conversation that, to understand, the books of the Bible and how they're leaping off the page, just to follow what Brother Emmanuel was saying, how they're leaping off the page right now, and it's just all coming together. And I'm thankful for the Yehudah Project to be at this level because, there are a lot of people that are out there independently knowing what's going on, but no place to really open up their understanding a little further and looking into detail. When you think about, the presidents these days telling us that they want to send troops to Mars and, send people out in spaceships, you start putting stuff together and it makes you have a more colorful picture as to how deceptive the adversary is, but also how powerful the Most High is in all of this. And, knowing that we are coming up on our anniversary on the 20th once again, it's all running in concurrence with, our anniversary of our 400-year prophecy being fulfilled. So we do see everything coming into alignment as to what the Most High has portrayed to us. And like we said, looking in the book of Enoch, that also gives us a wealth of information to understand the time we're in. Many people, like you said, sis, I've seen things. Many people have seen things, but, you kind of feel like you're the one person that, feeling odd because nobody else is questioning, nobody else is looking at it as odd. So when we talk about your reality is getting ready to change, we actually, we are really forewarning you. We have forewarned you. Sister Yaina, Brother Donia have forewarned you farther than I have, but, to understand that this is really, really something that is great getting ready to come upon the earth, that we don't have time to argue with one another any longer. We have to get our minds, our hearts, where we need to be with the Most High. We can't stand there and keep arguing with family members. We have to know what we have to do. Those that are of the elect, that are fully conscious and have stepped outside of the matrix and can see what's going on in plain sight. There's a lot of things that's getting ready to come up on this earth, and as we always talk about, sis, it's going to be a time that we've never seen before, nor ever will see again. I mean, it's it's almost like it's surreal, but it is real, you know. And you know, it lets you know how deceptive the adversary has been, and all, you know, since we got here. I mean, it's since we've been born to lead up to a point like right now. So I would encourage everybody to continue listening to the show, and you know, because there's nobody else out here that's talking about this stuff and putting it together in a way that, you know, because each one of us, that we bring something to the table, so, you know, you get a more vivid picture. And I appreciate all the listeners that are out there, and I hope you continue coming because, you know, we're on top of it, and we're trying to make sure that, you know what's going on. But, you know, all we can do is try to get ourselves together, try to get ourselves right because, you know, this is getting ready to be something. And family members and church members and people that are out on the streets and things of that nature, they have no idea, like Sis said, they have no idea what's getting ready to come up on this earth. And when it does, they getting ready to, it's getting ready to be a whole different kind of society. Everything is getting ready to change. So, you know, everything that you used to know and things that you used to do, it's going to be so far back there, and it's getting ready to be front and center. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Area code 504, Sister Davida, are you there?
I'm here. I apologize. 504. Shalom, everyone. I had a question, Sister Yehudah. Can you, or do you think, the question is in regards to Michael coming and fighting for Israel. And I was wondering if that scripture, if those parts, is it possible that that's referring to us now, that could have something to do with all the activity that we see? Excuse me, that, you know, perhaps some of these hosts are getting ready to fight for the seed, you know, for Israel.
Okay, let's go back. Let me go to the Word. We can go to the Word. That's Daniel chapter 12 is what she's talking about. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1 is what she means. For you all who don't know what we are talking about in terms of the Archangel Michael. And he says, and at that time shall Michael stand up. This is Daniel 12 and 1. The great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And he's talking about Israel because he's talking to Daniel. There shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So my question is, you know, to you, are we there yet? Are we in a time of trouble such as never was right now at this moment?
I think it's on the way. I don't think we're in the midst of it. I think it's approaching because they've already put out that, you know, black identity is some kind of extremist or terrorist or whatever. So I feel that the target, you know, the narrative has started for it to start.
Right. So until we get in that time, you know, I don't think Michael is going to come until it gets to the point where we really need Michael to show up. Because right now we're just dealing with human beings, so as far as we know. But it must be a time when we're going to need something extra other than just human beings for Michael to come and do what he needs to do to protect us and take us out of this situation. So my answer to you would be, I don't think that is the vehicles that we're seeing now. Doesn't mean now that the host of heaven is not there. Because Yah's, I believe his host is always around Israel. You know, we don't know who those vehicles are at this point, but we know that the Most High has a host of heaven. He has an army at his disposal, and yes, they have vehicles, so we do know that. We just don't know who the vehicles are that they're seeing in the sky at the moment. Brother Doniak?
Yeah, I was going to say that it's a possible chance that we have to fulfill this 400-year prophecy, our punishment, and after that, then we can expect some things to to make some drastic changes in the way we see things and the way things are going to happen. You understand? So it's a possibility that these things is predicated on our 400-year sojourn.
That is correct. Any other questions, Sister Kimberly? I mean, does that kind of answer your question?
It does. It does, in a way. I guess I'm, thinking that with things going on at CERN, that portal and the things they're doing, it's kind of like, well, what else? You're going to see some kind of activity increase, spiritually and this metaphysical, or these spacecraft types of activity. And I believe that you're right. I think that all of this is a soft disclosure because in order for them to say anything at all, then there's stuff out there that they can't contain, either social media, these other outlets have, information that, it's going to be out there. It's getting ready to hit the threshold. Either that or other countries are reporting it, and we haven't gotten it yet. But I think they're trying to cover up, some things as before the public says, well, hey, y'all have been doing this. Why not say anything?
Right, exactly. I agree. It's something going on that they can't control. Because if they could control it, we wouldn't know anything about it. They have been keeping this secret for a long time. And this has been going on for a long time, since Eisenhower's day. That's how long this has been going on, and that they have been keeping it from the people. But something is happening now that they're not going to be able to hide it anymore, so they've come out with a soft disclosure and said, hey, we've had money all along. We admit we've had this money. Why would they do that? I mean, we admit we've had this money all along. We have been studying these vehicles, and they're out there. They've admitted that they're out there. We've been watching them. We don't know if they're hostile or not. We don't know. We just don't know. And our job is to make sure. And then the lady was saying, I'm going to play the clip again for those who are new. And the lady was saying, we don't even know if there's aliens in them or not, but we want to make sure that we are protecting our country and making sure that everything is going to be okay, but we just want to watch it because we don't know. And that's basically what she was saying. We just don't know. And I'm going to play this for you. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to play it for you. It's only 4 minutes, and I know some of you have already heard it. But for those who are new to the call, I'm going to give it another play so you can hear it. And you tell me out of what she said, what do you hear out of what this lady is saying and what she's not saying? All right, here we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Gilchrist at MSNBC headquarters in New York. Is there anybody out there reports of a secret government-funded program focused on UFOs? This question, are we alone? It's a question a secret Pentagon program was investigating details on the multi-million-dollar operation focused on UFOs. The Air Force formed Project Blue Book for 3 basic purposes. First, to determine that there was no threat to our national security. Second, to preclude technological surprise. And third, and probably most important, to prove the existence of UFOs. That was a clip from the late 1970s TV show Project Blue Book, based on an Air Force program that investigated UFO sightings. Project Blue Book ended in 1969. 4 decades later, we're learning about another government program that remained largely a secret. According to the New York Times, the program produced documents that described sightings of aircraft that seemed to move at very high velocities with no visible signs of propulsion, or that hovered with no apparent means of lift. Joining me now is Leslie King, one of the co-writers of that New York Times article and author of UFOs, Generals, Pilots, and Government Officials Go on the Record. Leslie, we appreciate you being here to talk to us about this. What more can you tell us about this Pentagon program? What did it find?
Well, the program has been in operation since 2007, and it's been secret until now. And it's studied about 10 to 12 different incidences a year that involve a military aircraft encountering these objects that can't be explained. And basically, they characterize them as the way you did. They're objects that they can't explain how they move incredibly fast. They'll hover and take a sudden right-angle turn, incredible velocities that we could never withstand if any living creature was in them. So they observe behaviors that seem to be technology that we don't have on this planet. I mean, that's what we're stuck with.
And so there was a pretty sizable budget for this program. What did they find?
Well, I mean, basically what they did with that budget is a lot of different research to try to document what was going on, to try to understand the physics behind how the objects, move around, and then to just keep records of what they were observing. But they haven't been able to find what they are, where they're from, or anything like that. It's a process of investigating incidences and then trying to collect as much data as you can.
So who was behind securing the funding for the Pentagon to be able to do this sort of work? And I guess what was the logic behind it? What were they hoping to accomplish with this?
Well, I mean, Senator Harry Reid was behind the funding. He with a couple of colleagues, Senator Inouye and Senator Stevens, in 2007, 2009, he was able to get funding appropriated for the program, and it ended up being about $22 million, and they had contractors that helped do the research.
This was kept a secret. I mean, nobody knew about it.
It was kept a secret, and nobody even knew that the program existed, and in fact, lots of people in the Pentagon don't even know it exists. So it's really been kept quiet because the information is very, very sensitive, and they felt that there's also other countries that might be working on the same thing. So there's a sense of wanting to keep this information to ourselves. But a lot of people believe that it should be made public, and that's what we're dealing with right now.
There are a lot of people out there who say that this might be a waste of taxpayer dollars to be searching for UFOs and investigating aliens and that sort of thing. What have people said? People you've talked to, what have they said about that?
Everybody has different opinions, and it's not about investigating aliens. It's just investigating a documented phenomenon that has been observed, that has been seen on videos, and trying to figure out what it is. That's basically what it is. Nobody's claiming that they're aliens or that they're extraterrestrials. So here we're dealing with something that could be potential threat because it's a technological craft that we don't understand and we don't know where it comes from and how it does what it does. That's the reason to study it.
All right. It's an interesting read. I read your article, and it sort of raises some questions and answers a few others, and then it raises some more. But
it raises a lot of questions, and there's a lot we don't know. That's the whole point.
Indeed. So, Leslie Keene, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
All right, here it is again. Somebody push one. I mean, this is what you hear her say. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so how is it 2007? I mean, we know they've been showing up longer than that, and we can't even say that only we're trying to keep it a secret. Some other countries may be, not aware, but I mean, they've been sending these ships all over the world. So, I mean, how do you still have an alien ambassador? At least 3 years before this came up. I mean, come on, man. We can punch switch.
Exactly. That's what I said. Absolutely, and that's what I said. A lot of people don't know that on this line, that the government has an alien ambassador. They put her in place, what you say, 3 years ago. For her to be able to go in and say, hello, I'm from America. Where are you from? Why? Somebody knows something else that they not sharing everything.
Yeah. And I mean, when they bring this forward, you have all the people that they've denied they've ever been inducted. You have all the research, the conspiracy theorists that have been bringing forth information I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know how a person cannot see that you still being bamboozled and hoodwinked and led astray. Now, there's a lot of information out there if you understand how just reading the book of Enoch and bringing in the other books of the Bible, I mean, it has to be something greater as far as what the Most High is telling his people that is to come. But he forewarned us and let us know, he's coming. So, if you think that we're not in the end of the 400 years and all of this is coming about coincidentally, then you need to do some more.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and there's so many people. Man, like she said, the church is going to be in. Yeah. And like she said, the church is going to be in for a rude awakening. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They are just on a whole nother plane, and the world is changing around them, and they are in a bubble. And it's like, somebody got to bust this bubble and say, pay attention. This is not funny. This is real life. Pay attention. But you know what? It reminds me, I'll never forget it. I keep telling everybody, years ago, I was up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and Louis Farrakhan was being interviewed by Ted Koppel. I will never forget this. And he said, and Louis Farrakhan read back and said, and you had the nerve to make a movie called Independence Day. He said, you know it's up there, and I know it's up there. And Ted Koppel said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, you know it's up there. He was talking about the mothership, and I said, and I stopped dead in my tracks like, whoa. So this is not a secret. This is not a secret. They know. But something is happening where they're not able to control the narrative. Anytime they come out with it, something is happening where they're not able to control the narrative. So brace yourself, people, because we don't know what's coming next.
Didn't they also say a couple of weeks, didn't we cover a couple of weeks ago about a ship that came in, that it came in so quietly, but it was huge, and they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, they're still watching that. They're still watching that same ship. They're saying it's still moving toward Earth. It's the size, a cigar-shaped size. Yes.
But if you think they're going to keep you up to date every day, you better think again, because they're not going to tell you nothing else. They done told you, then that's it. They're not going to keep you up to date. They moved over here by San Francisco. Nope. That's all they had to do was tell you that one time. That's it.
Hold on, I got area code 702. 702, your mic is open. You're on the air. Go for it. Is your phone on mute? Because we can't hear you. Area code 702.
Yes, I am here, and my phone was definitely on mute. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay, I had to chime in.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. I was chiming in to talk about the object that you all started talking about that entered our solar system. But I wanted to kind of tie it with something else. You started talking about an interview you saw with Louis Farrakhan. And I think last week, I delved into this because I was at school. And I mentioned something about Louis Farrakhan had an interview, a press conference, right before Thanksgiving. And during this press conference, I remember, he said, he claimed that Elijah Muhammad was Jesus Christ. And he's still alive.
Right.
And he's up there on the mothership. And it's there. And I'm telling you, this thing that entered in was 3 days after that. After his press conference, then they saw this cigar-like object, red in color. That also caught my attention with everybody talking about the Revelation 12 and the September 23rd and the woman giving birth. And the other part of that is a red dragon. And I wondered if this long cigar thing had anything to do with that, because they keep talking about it being red in color. And I started tracking this thing, and it was headed towards Earth, but then it turned away. They said as if someone was driving it. So I'm in all of this, too. And see, I think a lot of people start inquiring more because more people have access now to, view these things and also to put them on the Internet. And so they're pushing this, and I'm wondering if that's now why they're having to have these soft acknowledgments of this kind of activity, because it got out there. And then finally, and I'll shut up, I'm wondering if that also leads to why they're pushing this net neutrality so we can shut down this internet because we're getting too much information. I'm through. I'll let you all talk.
All right, we'll leave your mic open. Anybody want to address her, Brother Leonard?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was one of the reasons why they're alarmed is that, I don't know if you're aware of it, but they leaving the Catholic Church in droves. And they're leaving the churches in droves. So because of the internet, they back in the day they had everybody snowed. But the internet can open up a lot of people's eyes and to a lot of stuff, and they just walking out of the Catholic Church by the thousands. So, that has a lot to do with it, I believe. They're losing control over humanity. And then it's like waking up too.
Yeah, it's true.
I totally agree.
I mean, but it's just still the people that are controlling the narrative. They're telling you what they want you to know. It's for you to figure it out. I mean, the average Christian is going to look at it and say, well, this is the Messiah coming to get us, and we're getting ready to get raptured. I didn't think it was coming like that.
Right. Another characteristic that a lot of people not taking into consideration, too, that those angels, fallen angels and the good ones, they had ability to shapeshift. So whereas you saying the human and a human, and it was talking about how that Zeus had so many children, and then you go back and you look at it, and you see that and put it in your face on the movie. He comes up to the tower with his woman at the wife. She's the wife of the king. The king has gone out to battle. But he comes up and fly up there as a big eagle, right? Then he changes to this man. He looks just like a husband. He shakes it, but he went in and laid with her, and that's how he getting all these children. But we know that that's Satan. Anyway,
I'm going to play one more thing for you. Hold on, I want to play one more thing for you. I want you to hear this. Here we go. This might be kind of loud. I'm going to turn it down because I had it kind of loud. But hold on, here we go.
Witnessed UFO events that inspired them to share their experiences with the public. None more than the man known to some as the UFO president, Jimmy Carter. Leary, Georgia, 1969. 2 years before Jimmy Carter becomes governor of Georgia and later president of the United States, he is giving a speech at a local school when a guest points out an unusual light in the sky.
And Carter saw this, and it affected him a lot because not only did he remember this sighting and talk about it years later, he went out of his way to report it to the International UFO Bureau at the time that was investigating this phenomenon.
Carter's official report described it as self-luminous, changing from blue to red and back to white in color. There are an estimated 10 to 12 witnesses to the event. And yet, Carter was not alone. His successor, Ronald Reagan, claimed to see a UFO and took his thoughts of alien invasion all the way to the United Nations. 1974, in the skies over California, future President Governor Ronald Reagan is flying to Bakersfield, California in his Cessna jet when he catches sight of an unusual object outside the window.
When Governor Ronald Reagan was flying into Bakersfield, California, he saw a UFO outside of his Cessna aircraft. His ex-military pilot also saw this and recounted that the object stayed there for quite a few minutes, just hovering outside of the aircraft, and then zipped off into the heavens and completely disappeared.
Reagan admitted he himself was conducting UFO research on his own time. He was a believer, and to the man who would become president, this craft was reportedly real, unidentified, and possibly alien. A lesson he thought the entire world could learn from.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our
already among us? Perhaps the biggest presidential encounter of all is not a UFO sighting, but a meeting between a sitting U.S. president and an extraterrestrial here on Earth. An encounter so significant, it could affect the future of every man, woman, and child. If we believe it happened. Eisenhower was an extremely important figure in our nation's history. He was an extremely powerful, well-respected military strategist. He came out of World War II. He was a hero. Our country revered Eisenhower. According to alien theorists, President Eisenhower was called upon to meet with alien leaders on more than one occasion. But only one of those events coincides with the appearance of a possible alien craft. The location, Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. The date was October 16th, 1957. And the guests, an alien race known as the Greys. Now we get to the event known as the Holloman Landing, wherein a ship, saucer-shaped ship, lands on the tarmac at Holloman Air Force Base in front of Air Force One, and a meeting is held right there on the tarmac. Coming up next, one chilling photo could connect aliens and the history of our government for the past 50 years. See it and decide for yourself.
All right, you guys. So that's some of the history. It's a whole lot more than that that's been going around, because they said that whomever this being was that came on this ship actually spent time with Eisenhower, talked about some things about. It's just amazing. It don't even sound credible to even come out of your mouth. But like I said, they're coming out with something for a reason. They are making a soft disclosure for a reason. Unbelievable.
But do you know that the veil is lifting? I mean, when you can start seeing. I mean, yeah, the veil is lifting. So it's the more it lifts, the more they getting ready to come. When we talk about the supernatural coming into the natural, there you go. That's part of it. It ain't the end of it, but that's part of it. I mean, but you have to really take into account everything. Because, I mean, when they start coming, there is no more going back to what you used to know. That's why it is important that you come to the show, come to class, so that you will know and you can research. Because this veil is lifting. And all of it's getting ready to start showing up. But, think it not strange that because we're coming up on 20 months, look at how fast this stuff is coming out. We see the ship. We start, what's going on in Jerusalem. We start seeing Sophia, AI. Look at how fast this is going.
That is so very true. And, like I said, I just don't know. I know we know, and we know what to do. And I know that most of you all have water and food and all that stuff stored up. And if you don't, you definitely need to go get you some, because, we don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. It's going to catch you off guard. It's not going to, like you said, we won't be told anything else until the war show up. And it's going to make sure you have all the things that you need, because for a moment the world is going to stop. It's going to stop. Ain't nobody going to want to go to work, and we got planes hovering up, vehicles hovering up over the sky. And, you think about Independence Day, and we watched that movie, and it was like, no, that can't happen. But, yes, it can.
That's right.
Remember they were saying, Sister Severe, that they had 1 million or more ships back behind the moon. They saw back behind the moon. That those ships sitting there waiting, and it's like, well, what you waiting on?
Right.
And most of the movies are when they wake up in the morning, you look outside and you got a whole sky full of vehicles.
You ain't going nowhere either. You're going to be up this house and afraid.
Ain't nothing going to move, sis. Ain't nobody going to budge. They not moving. Ain't nobody going to budge. Nobody.
And we're going to be locked in our house.
Nobody's going nowhere. Ain't nobody going to work.
Yep. we're gonna perish if we don't have the food and supplies and being already prepared and equipped. We ain't going out there, so we're just gonna live in there and we're just gonna die if we ain't got no food.
And sis, what did Matthew 24 read?
Say again.
What did Matthew 24 read? Matthew 24.
Oh, Matthew chapter 24. When are you talking about with the strange sightings in the sky?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about?
Right.
I think
Matthew
that's Luke
24.
21. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. It said we're going to see some strange sightings in the sky.
Yeah.
Strange sightings. You know, it's in Luke 21:11. It says, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famine and pestilence and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Right.
They've been talking about the last 20 years about a fake alien invasion too. They've been talking about that for the last.
I know. But what would you know if it was fake or not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, who would know? Who's ever seen machines up there like that?
Well, you know, Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, but I don't think this is Project Bluebeam right here. What they talking about, I don't think, because the stuff that I seen last night or a couple nights ago was not Project Bluebeam. Not the way that, it was just like Brother Leonard. I was looking out the patio door, and I was on the phone, and I kept seeing something shoot up in the air, and then it would drop back down, and it would shoot back up again, and it would drop back down. And I'm like, that ain't no plane.
Wow. I had a niece that was just telling me last night that she experienced something similar to what you were saying. She said it kept shooting up in the air and kept coming back down. They looked like butterflies, but it was white. And she said there were so many of them. And she said that she never could see anything like that because she was way out there on a cruise in the middle of the ocean. And she don't know where all these white things came from in the middle of the night, but they would shoot up in the air and they would shoot back down, shoot up in the air and back down. So we know that there's something behind all this, you know?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's something they cannot control. It's something going on that they have lost control over, and they've got to prepare the people. And that's what all of the military leaders and the different people were saying. The people deserve to know. Prepare the people for what's coming. The people deserve to know. So guess what? This is as soft as it's going to get. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we, like Sister Levia said, December the 20th, we will be 20 months away from fulfilling our 400-year sentence with the Most High. And now, all of a sudden, 20 months before before this thing is over, now all of a sudden the papers leak out.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, they want to admit that there's something out there.
It's been out there all the time, isn't it?
Been there the whole time, sis, the whole time. And everybody knows. The airplane pilots have seen it. Military pilots have seen it. Every astronauts done seen it. Everybody has seen it. They got pictures of pyramids on Mars and all kind of stuff. Talking about they see vehicles parked back behind the moon and all. Now, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They recruiting military individuals to go up in space and fight against space. Now, all of a sudden.
Now they are losing control, and they're out of control, so things are beginning to be revealed. Ain't hide it anymore.
You talking about a change in reality?
Yep, ain't hide it anymore.
Your reality is certainly getting ready to change. It is getting ready to change. And it's going to be worldwide. It's going to be worldwide. You know, because Putin told, he said, if you don't tell him, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to make the disclosure. Canada, they know about it. Russia, China, it's all over the world that they have these vehicles coming in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, okay.
So it is definitely going ready to be interesting to be able to see the things that are going on. You know, they have made videos. This person is called Valiant Thor. You guys look it up when we finish. It's V-A, and that's V as in Victor, A-L-I-A-N-T, Valiant, and then T-H-O-R. And they have evidence where supposedly he's met with President Eisenhower, and he was not from this world. And there's a lot going on. It's just a lot, you know. You know, I watched a footage where this man was talking about aliens, and he said he was in a room, he was giving a conference, and he said that there are two people in this room in their mid-40s. They're very well-dressed. It's a man and a woman, but they were not born on this planet.
Right. I remember you saying that. Mm-hmm.
Crucial. You know? Crucial. You know, but the word of Yah will not come back void. You know, and everybody thought it was funny and it was a joke. Oh, that ain't real. This ain't going to happen. Well, we can wait to see now. Now what? You know, the story is getting ready to unfold right before our eyes. They've got to show up because they've got to be able to be around when the man of perdition is revealed.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. Anybody got something to say? Because, I mean, everybody quiet. Everybody got quiet, boy. Woo! And you want to just go grab your family and just take them like, wake up!
They ain't going to listen to us. They ain't ready to listen. They don't want to hear it.
No?
They like sleep. Mm-hmm.
And like Brother Leonard said, they black. These brothers and these men is black. They black as black can get.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, and something is happening. Something is happening where they can't hide it no more, you guys. Something is happening where they cannot hide it anymore. Sister Lavia?
Yes, ma'am. When we talk about the fact that everybody going out getting their Christmas presents, you know, we think about the Queen when she say, enjoy your final Christmas. Because there's beings that's coming up on this earth that's more malevolent than she is. You've been forewarned. Now, if you don't understand that you need to adhere to what the Most High is saying in order to make it through, if he deems it possible or necessary, according to his will.
That's right.
Then you go ahead and keep
going after you. She warned us.
Yeah, keep doing what you usually do.
She warned us. She said it's a possibility that this might be our last Christmas. She said because this force is coming up on the earth they're more dangerous than me.
Oh, that was a bold statement to make.
Yeah, and nobody believed that either, sis. When we said that, everybody twisted up their mouth. Like,
yes.
That y'all just believe in the internet. All y'all do is go on the internet and find stuff and then try to tell people, well, that's what my kids say. All you do is go on the internet and find stuff and try to make people believe what you find. And I told you know what I told them? All y'all do is go on Facebook, and if it's on Facebook, it's real. I said, but guess what? It's on the news now. It's on the regular news. It's on the regular news now. Now what?
If people not taking this serious, to understand. Man. I'm so thankful to the
like we
Most
just
High for
hunting around
waking me up.
YouTube to try to sound serious. It's like, please. You think I don't have nothing else better to do? But everybody can't be lying. Somebody got to be telling the truth. But now they put it on. Guess what? That article that I played is on NSNBC. Let me get it for you, because I don't want nobody to say, I ain't see it. I ain't seen nothing like that. This is the name of the article. Get a pencil and paper. It's 2017-12-16. So this was yesterday. Leslie, Leslie, and her last name is Kean, Kean, apostrophe S, interview on Pentagon UFO study. And that's on YouTube. NSNBC put that on YouTube. So this is not us conspiracy theory. This is not us trying to find some information. This was on the regular news.
Oh, okay.
Woo! Hold on. I'm going to give you one more, Jess, so we make it on the record, because I'm putting this on the record. Hold on just a moment. We get ready to do this right now. Give me 1 minute. It's 3 minutes. Here we go. Here we go.
Report about the Pentagon spending millions to investigate UFOs. We are going to have the revealing details on the secret program. Welcome back, everybody. Our final story today, it's a little out there, and I do mean out there. The New York Times breaking the news that the Pentagon has been secretly researching the possible existence of UFOs. Apparently, the Department of Defense launched the program in cooperation with former Senator Harry Reid in 2007 and spent $22 million each year searching for unidentified flying objects until the program was shuttered back in 2012. Joining us now to talk more about this, one of the authors of this fascinating New York Times article, journalist Ralph Blumenthal. Ralph, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me about the research that went into this.
Okay, first of all, it was not $22 million a year. It was $22 million total, which is really a drop in the bucket of the Pentagon budget. But it went for research into these objects, and no one knows what they are to this day, that have been seen by Navy planes. They've engaged with them. They've been reported by witnesses. But beyond that, we really don't know much. And the research went into trying to identify their strange means of propulsion. They have phenomenal aerodynamics, which represent nothing on the face of this earth by any country. And the research, even though the program was officially ran out of money in 2012, it really has continued, we found out.
So what's been going on, and why have they not publicized the fact that it has continued?
Well, it's a controversial program. A lot of people, there's a ridicule factor. A lot of people are afraid of, the people would make fun of the government spending this money, as has already happened in other media.
But there's also a lot of fascination.
There is fascination. This is probably the most watched and looked at story the New York Times has run in a long time because people are fascinated by the subject.
Yeah, so what are they finding? Have they found anything so far?
Well, they have confirmed, in effect, for the first time that these things exist according to what the program said, that they have established a kind of reality to these objects that didn't exist before, that the government was standing behind, at least this unit of the Pentagon. They have, as we reported in the paper, some material from these objects that is being studied so that scientists can try to figure out what accounts for their amazing properties, this technology of these objects, whatever they are. So they have made some progress.
Material?
They don't know. They're studying it, but it's some kind of compound that they don't recognize.
So, a lot of questions still. Not a lot of answers.
More questions than answers.
As we always have with UFOs. Yeah, but it really is fascinating stuff.
It is.
Despite the fact that there is ridicule.
It'll take some attention away from the day-to-day.
Yeah, I'd like a little resting, wouldn't you? Yeah, I'd like to talk about UFOs a little bit more these days.
It's a fascinating subject.
Yeah, it certainly is. All right, Ralph Blumenthal, I wish I had more time with you, but we have run out of time. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, there's one another one, New York Times. There you go.
New York Times.
He said for the first time, they have admitted that they up there.
You saw looking at NASA when they were telling people they starting to hear all these strange signals and hearing all the traffic in the air all around the world. I mean, you know, even like I said, even if the church comes, I don't know what the church perception is going to be of what's getting ready to come. But I mean, if they concluded to being a Messiah or whatever, I mean, how are you going? Why would we need an alien ambassador?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, how?
Thank you.
You know, people, come on now, wake up.
I'm gonna get that form too. I'm getting ready to get that form so there don't be no mess. Here we go. I'm gonna play this too.
See this movie. I'm sorry, Captain. This is a restricted area. I can't let you pass without clearance. Come here. You want to see my clearance? Maybe I'll just leave this here with you. Let him pass. Will Smith, Independence Day, a movie about aliens invading Earth. But now the United Nations is getting ready for a contact with aliens from outer space. This is Maslin Othman. She's out of Malaysia. She will be planet Earth's first interstellar diplomat. And Michio Kaku is a theoretical physics professor, also host of the Science Channel series, Sci-Fi Science Physics of the Impossible, which is doing great, by the way. How are you doing, by the way? Very good. Nice to see you, Michio. I don't know. Is this a goofy idea? Is this a serious idea? What the world is the UN doing involved in this?
Well, don't expect flying saucers to land on the White House lawn anytime soon announcing, take me to your leader. It sounds like a goofball idea, but here's the rationale. Sometime later this year, maybe early next year, astronomers will announce that we have discovered Earth-like twins in outer space, and when we gaze out the night sky, somebody may be gazing back at us. But it's not going to be a two-way conversation. It's not like E.T. phone home. It's going to be a one-way conversation, eavesdropping on aliens from outer space, perhaps.
So even if we were able to send a signal, how would we communicate?
That's exactly right. If you have a message in a bottle in the ocean, you can't communicate back to the people sending the message in a bottle, right?
Which makes it seem all kind of strange and good. I could understand if you came up with the idea. I could understand if NASA came up with the idea. But what about the United Nations?
I think they want to stake a claim because right now there are no protocols. There's no way to address an alien ambassador. There's no way to set up how trade would be, how communications and information would be exchanged. So I think they want to put a stake in the ground and say, we claim this in the name of the United Nations.
Now I know there are others who believe in life in outer space, and they believe perhaps they've even touched down here on planet Earth already. Mm-hmm. But the point that you make about these satellites in the coming year, the Kepler, and is it the Karate satellite?
Yeah, the Karate satellite.
They're looking deep into space, right?
That's right.
They might be able to find signs of life.
That's right.
But the signs of life would be they'd be microbes, right?
Probably.
Michio's walking around up there.
No. So far we have found 500 giant planets in outer space, but none of them are Earth-like. And that's where the Kepler, a U.S. satellite, and Kourou, a French satellite, are the wild cards. Sometime later this year or next year, we expect them to announce. Astronomers will announce that we found it. The Holy Grail, an Earth-like twin in outer space. But that doesn't mean they have Fox News. That doesn't mean they have TV,
or the Science Channel, right? Now, do you know Maslin Othman, the woman out of Malaysia? Have you heard of her before?
No, I've never heard of her. It's the United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs, a very obscure agency of the UN.
Right. Very obscure, I would say. Well, we tried this before. Was it 1977? We sent a message to outer space, and
on the Pioneer, the Voyager.
That got us nowhere, did it?
At first, I think it's premature for us to announce our presence in outer space until we know their intentions, right? I mean, they may view us as lunch, in which case maybe it's a good idea to keep ourselves a little bit obscure.
And someone said if they're looking for intelligent life, they don't want to start the United Nations. That was what they said, anyway. Michio, thank you. Mm-hmm. We'll see how the department does, and who knows, maybe they'll give us an interview. Mm-hmm. And so when that alien touches down and watches your program, by gosh, you can give him the signal.
Okay. Thank you, Michio.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was November the 6th, 2010.
And they just found that planet.
You better say that again. Something going on, don't nobody know nothing about. They ain't telling. That was in 2010. name of the office that she is going to be in is the hold on, let me pull it up. The Office of Outer Space Affairs Appointee. Her name is Mazion. I'm going to spell it for you. It's M as in Michael, A as in Apple, Z as in Zealand, L as in Larry, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy. Her last name is O-T-H-M-A-N. She is the alien ambassador for the United Nations. This is a lot going on. I mean, it is really a lot going on.
Sister Yalina, could I ask you to learn something to me? When you were talking about, when you were talking about, you said that the Queen said this will be the last Christmas. I know that was a news report from I think it was the World Steward, and it says that this will be our final Christmas right after the Pope. That's what it says, and that was a year ago. Now, was she talking about the year of 2016 or this year of 2017? And why would she be saying this will be our final Christmas right after the Pope?
I'm going to play it for you right now. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. I'm going to think this is what I think is going on.
Okay, you're probably trying to figure out right now what the heck was going on with that title I just gave you. Well, the person on the right there is the head of the Army, and he was speaking at a symposium last week to future officers in the Army, and he gave out a really strange quote, and I'm going to give you the link for everybody. And here's the quote that he gave to these leaders during his talk to all these men. If the world in 1916 was complex, or the world of 1945 was complex, the world of 2016 is intensely complex. And I can tell you that from personal experience, you'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You'll be dealing with tribes. You're going to be dealing with it all. And you're going to be dealing with it simultaneously.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
He said you're going to be dealing with armies. You're going to be dealing with terrorists. You're going to be dealing with hybrid armies, and you're going to be dealing with little green men.
Little green men, right. Wow.
So I really think that we have gotten to that point now. Like I said, anytime they give a short, a soft disclosure, like they do, like they just did, we're about to experience something that they're not able to control.
Right.
They had no choice but to let us know what was going on, in my opinion, because they have never come out and said, yes, we know they're out there.
Okay. So,
stay in the dark just like you and me. Hello? I said they're in the dark just like you and me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that clip that you just played, now that is in reference to the question that I asked you about the what the Queen says about this being our final Christmas, right? But I did not understand what she was actually saying about that, you know.
Well, I think that it wasn't in the news. It was somebody put it up because she said it supposedly while they were getting ready for Christmas 2016. But I think they know that they're coming. I think everybody knows that they're coming. They just haven't put. They're not going to give the American people the complete disclosure. Okay, this is what we've seen. This is how long they've been around. We've been in contact with them. They're not going to do that. The military does not put the people in the loop. So they've been giving out hints and saying different things because they know something is coming and it's getting ready to change.
I got you. I got to. So, they, like you said, knows that something of this sort is about to take place, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be immaculate, and it's going to change the whole world, and it's a possibility that we will never see another Christmas for all that is coming down in these last days. And okay, I got you. Thank you so much.
But see, you got to know about the
Here we go. Listen.
Was complex. Well, the world of 1945 was complex. The world of 2016 is intensely complex. And I can tell you that from personal experience, and I know there's many others who can tell you that as well. And you will graduate and be in that world, and you're going to be leading the soldiers and the sailors, the airmen and the Marines in that world. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics. You'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire. And you're going to be dealing with it all. And it's all going to be dealt with simultaneously. And for that, you're going to have to be ready. And that's why readiness, in my mind, is number one.
All right, that is
the world of 19.
Hold on just a minute. That is General Mark Milley, and he's a general. He is. They said he's the head of the defense. I don't know where. I looked him up. He's valid. His first name is M-A-R-K, and his last name is M-I-L-L-E-Y.
Okay, really. Okay.
He is a highly decorated 4-star general.
Okay.
And since, if I weigh in on that as well, if you understand in with your children at school, those recruiters that are there, they're not there for no reason. When you get into a situation where I remember Obama had said before that he was creating a different kind of army. And he said that, it was implied that when you get to a certain point when your parents aren't able to feed you and don't have a place for you to stay, we have a place for you. And even when you think about where your kids are, they don't want you at those schools. They're trying to put you as far away from your children once they get beyond the doors as possible. So when you talk about you're going to be dealing with these things, he's telling them the truth because they are putting together their own itinerary for your children.
Right. So the people that all these people that's in this high authority that knows that these things have been in place for a long time, and all these things now is getting out of control. They can't control it no more. So they know these things are coming. Then what are they doing? I mean, we are awakening to this. We are becoming into some knowledge of this now, but they've been knowing about it. So what has been their plans on how they're going to handle themselves when all this stuff hit the fan?
They got
going underground, sis. They got these underground bunkers. They got all this underground bunker stuff set up and everything. They going underground.
Okay, now you make sense. So that's why they building all those cities underground, because that's where they going to take the hide out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They're going underground.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
They going to leave us right here in the line of fire, and we're going to have to deal with the face on. And they going to be in the... Okay, gotcha. Powerful. Thank you. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's crucial. It's crucial.
It's just making a lot more sense.
Say again? I'm sorry. Say again?
But they were building those underground cities for their protection, for their house when all this stuff hit the fan. Okay, you got it.
Yes, ma'am. I told you the one guy said that he was like the security team for one of the generals, and he had him take him to one of the underground bunkers. And when he got him there, when he got to the door, he told him, this is as far as you go. You can't go no further. He knew at that point his family was out. And it's like, we got a special pass and you ain't on the list. So when the stuff hit the fan and the general get to him his family get to where they going, and the senators and all the congressmen get in there, and the underground city they got going on, guess what? All the other lay people, they on their own.
But they're going to shut the door, and that's it, huh? That's going to be like Noah Ark.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, nobody else get nothing. You not in the loop. That's why we telling everybody now, get some food stored up and some stuff taken. Look out for your own family.
For our own family. Okay. Preparation time, guys. Got to get ready.
Yeah, we know that. We know that's tied to Scripture. We know that's tied to Scripture because he said that when he come back, that's where he's gonna get them from, out of the holes in the earth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Out of holes in the earth. He's going to search them out of the holes in the earth. Out of the...
Yeah. He said he's going to get them. That's where he's going to fetch them from.
Right on top.
They're going to try to hide from him. They're going to try to hide from him, but he's going to get them out of there.
He sure is. The rock's going to move out the way. It said the rock's going to move out the way.
They're trying to hide from the Most High. They know they're dealing with prophecies, but the reason why they're scrambling.
Absolutely.
Oh, right.
So this is some serious times. I mean, we watching this stuff unfold right before our eyes. You know?
Yep.
I say,
all right, guess what we have come up on? We've come up on the last end of the show, and I want to leave everybody on the line. And mic is open, so we're going to start with area code 702, and then we're going to go Sister Levia, then we're going to go 913. And then we're going to go 504, and then 352, and then Brother Leonard and Brother Doniah. What final words do you have to say to the people that are listening to the show? Area code 702.
Yes, my final words are just to stay watchful, stay prepared, and keep listening.
All right, Sister Levia.
Shalom, shalom. I would like to say to my brothers and sisters out there that now is not a time to be doubting the Most High. It's time to get into class, get into understanding, and get that book and blow the dust off of it and find out what's really going on, because all they have to do is tell you one time, and they say that they've told you. So, whether it be a year ago, 2 years ago, it's all coming into fruition now. And as the veil lifts, the more we getting ready to see. So don't be unprepared. Hallelujah.
Area code 913, Brother Emmanuel. Area code 913. All right, area code 504, Sister Davida.
Shalom, everybody. I'm actually on the line. I always learn so much. And I will be downloading the Apocrypha. Thank you.
All right, this is area code 352.
Shalom, everybody. I just want to say it's high time to wake up out of our sleep. It's time to take the dust off our eyes, and we got to start seeing things with the spiritual eyes, because, like I said, these things are happening, and now is the time that we got to start seeing it through the spirit realm. And we got to start asking y'all to be able to reveal these things to us. And be ready. And like most of us saying, we got to start reading, digging, and searching, and looking for these things. And thank you so much. I really enjoyed the forum.
All right, Brother Leonard.
Yeah, whenever you hear something, do your research, because that's how you learn. Don't take nobody's word for it. Do the research and uncover for yourself. Shalom.
All right, Brother Doniah.
Shalom, shalom. This is Doniah. Studying the scriptures, and it'll tell you everything that you need to know. And protect yourself at all times. Do all you possibly can to prepare yourself for what is coming. All praises to the high and holy name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And my response is, told you so, told you so, told you so. Now it's time to get prepared. Shalom, shalom, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be right back here one more time doing it one more again. Thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you. Good night.
Shalom.